Hi, everyone. I'm Carrie Warnick, Program Coordinator for Multi-Region Purchasing Co-op, and welcome to the pre-recorded video regarding the bid award renewal for each of your contracts. Now, you have received an email because that's how you got to this video, and it included the e-bid instructions for our renewals along with your pricing spreadsheet, because that is specific to you as an awarded vendor. And we are hoping that you will approve our request to renew with you for school year 26-27. And you'll also find that there was a letter about that attached to the email. Now, as in past, MRPC is using Bonfire, which is now owned by Euna. So you will see that when you log in, and there is a link to get to the Region 10 portal in the letter, in the e-bid instructions you received, that it will say, I think, Bonfire slash Euna. So don't get confused. Same program, and it still functions the same. I think all of you hopefully remember how to use Bonfire, but I'm going to do just a little bit of an overview in this video. I'm also going to show you the documents that you'll find in each of the Bonfire projects for each of you and what's required for a responsive renewal. All right, let me get my screen shared and let's take a look at everything. I was being slow. Don't know why I want to do. Here we go. Okay. So what you're looking at is an example of a spreadsheet that maybe you received. And basically, we have taken your current bid award catalog and listed all the items that were in the catalog along with school year estimated quantities. I mean, you do happen to be looking at masters, but I'm not showing any pricing. So we do ask our districts to forecast, and they do to the best of their ability. So this is a forecast sheet, but also we are requiring you to complete every empty cell that is in the catalog, unless it's a product that you're going to not offer a renewal on. And we do encourage you to be honest. For example, if you see some quantities so low and it's not already a stocked item and you know you can't bring that in, please highlight it or enter no bid for us. We don't like to tease our districts. So please don't give us pricing if it's something you don't think you can make happen for the districts. And that's just helping us and also helping them, because if it's something that you can't bring in, they're going to know right away when we share the renewed catalog that they need to focus and pivot to a different product. Now, you're going to notice there are some columns that we're asking for information, and we've made a couple of changes this year. We want to know if an item is Smart Snack compliant. You are required to indicate with a yes or no if a product meets the Buy American provision. If it does not meet the Buy American provision, you are going to enter an A or B in this column right here. And we've given you the definition of A. Those are products that are on the FAR list, not produced or manufactured in the US sufficiently or at all, like bananas, or just not in enough reasonable quantities or quality. B is only cost reasonable. So if the product can be purchased as a domestic version, but the domestic cost is much higher, we just need to know. It's A or B. We're not asking you for the domestic price right now, but if once we get really into the catalogs to see what's offered, we may turn around and ask you for a domestic price if any of these products are justified as a B, cost reasonable. Obviously, there is a column for you to enter the school year 27 case price, and that is a delivered price. And this year, you're going to see a new column about prohibited ingredients. Now, in Bonfire, there is a document that lists out the prohibited ingredients. And we need to know, I don't want to know what the ingredient is unless you know it. But if you know the product has a caramel coloring or a red or yellow or green dye that's on the prohibited list, please just give us a yes or no. Schools are being pushed because that is coming out of Senate Bill 314, which was made and signed into law this past year. It is in the hands of Texas Education Agency, and they have turned it into a Texas Education Code for schools. Many of our food service directors are telling us their superintendent has already come to them and said, we're adhering to Senate Bill 314. It is now a TEC. I can't remember what number it is, but they are not going to be allowed to serve foods that contain any of those prohibited ingredients. So it is going to be a very interesting school year for us. This is to inform you. It's okay to, obviously offer us pricing on products that have a potentially prohibited ingredient. Just understand there may be some schools that just won't be purchasing those products. And until we really get a feel for how this next school year is going to go, I think we're all just going to be kind of going through it together. All right, so that's what's new in your bid catalogs. We do remind you, please look at all the tabs, your delivery requirements, your contact information, and of course, we are going to make a notation of any member that wasn't currently using your bid that has asked to use the bid for next year so that you can tell us, yes, we're good with that, or no, we cannot deliver to that district. So you're going to see that in the members tab. So please do your due diligence and look at every single one of those tabs. I want to talk about the documents for a minute before I jump into Bonfire that are available for you for review and information or reference, and then the documents that you need to complete and digitally sign or physically sign, that is your choice, and submit as part of your renewal response. Now, you did receive a copy of this bid response instructions for renewals in the email, but it's also in Bonfire. This just kind of gives you an overview of, what is it about? What are you going to find? All about the renewal for this. Now, obviously, we're still doing vendor participation fees. That is how we stay in business and provide our members with some very good customer service and programs. You are required to fill this out. We provide you with that quarterly revenue sales report, and the rate has not changed. It is still a fixed flat rate of 0.0085 of total revenue sales. And yes, we have to state it that way because regulations do not allow any type of a percentage markup or anything with percentages. We give you the quarters, how they're laid out. You've got 45 days. We ask you to try to get your report in right away. We're going to turn around and invoice you, and then the payment is due. And we give you those payment dates as well. Delivery fees form, we do need to know if something has changed about your company, that now you're requiring a number of cases be ordered, a minimum number and a dollar amount. Anything that might be new that has changed that we need to know about and pass along to our members. There is a prohibited ingredients form. Now, this became part of our new solicitations, but because we're renewing, this is now an added document to the required forms. And this is the form you'll refer to when you are telling us which products might have some of these ingredients in them. This is a form that you have to acknowledge you've read and understand that any products that contain some of those ingredients may not be purchased by the districts. So this is your confirmation that, yes, we've read through the document, we understand what's going on in the state of Texas, and this is due as part of your renewal packet. We are still using the GDSN system, software system through N-Team. And again, we're requiring that all branded products be published to the GDSN as well as the Nourish to Flourish database. And all the instructions are right here in this document, along with a link on how to do that. You do have to initial and complete all the forms. These fields that are outlined in red, that's a required field. So just to be aware, we're still doing that. It's the best way for us to get clean, updated data out of that global system and keep our catalogs completely up to date for our members, as well as having every possible piece of information about a product that I can't show in a spreadsheet. All right. Then there is a new, not a new, but I'm sorry, the typical contract renewal agreement, and that is just stating that you are agreeing to renew as a vendor, and you'll just complete these fields down here and digitally sign it. Pure and simple. Done this before in the past. If you've been a renewed vendor, if you're new to MRPC, you're in your first renewal, welcome to our renewal. We try to keep it easy. So that's the forms that you have to complete and submit. Now, as far as Bonfire, I know all of you have been in here because you responded to our bid. That's how you became an awarded vendor. So this is no different, but a quick walkthrough. In the files section, the left navigation panel, you're going to see files, and you'll only see public files. I am logged in as myself, but you will see public facing files. Now, the Bonfire program, our projects are set up by RFP. So what that means is, let's say all the vendors on the beverages bid award, or all the vendors on the produce and raw meats bid award, will be submitting their documents into the same project container. You won't be able to see each other's documents, and you won't see your pricing spreadsheets in the files section. The only thing in the files section are those forms that I just reviewed. So you will need to download these, and you can do a bulk download. If you click right here in that top left-hand corner, and then you click on bulk actions, you've got a download option. I think that's the easiest way to go about it. You can download individually if you want, but why not just grab all of them at the same time? So this is where you'll find all those forms to be completed. Now, in the requested information section, you are going to see there are several required documents. Some of the documents we do not provide to you, but you will need to provide to us, such as the Form 1295. Now, if you are a publicly traded company, that is not required. And I need to change that to optional, which I will do. All these other things, certificate of insurance, if you plan to renew with us, we'll need to get an updated certificate of insurance. We will need a W-9, and I do ask that please date and sign that W-9 right as you submit your renewal packet. Those have to be as most recently signed and dated as possible. And I think that's pretty much it for the renewal. Now, if you have a question, we do ask that you, and you can't see it right now because I'm in my account. Yours is called vendor discussions. So if you have a question about the renewal process, any of our documents, or anything like that, please drop it into the vendor discussion. If you're having technical issues with Bonfire, please use their help button. It's down here and I can't seem to get rid of that, but there's a question mark and a blue dot at the bottom left of the screen. And you can click on that. There are vendor articles, vendor videos, or you can actually reach out and do a help ticket and have Bonfire provide you with some assistance. So just know that that's available. Hopefully you'll have an easy time working through this. So that's pretty much it on the renewal. We try to make it pretty easy, and keep you not completely bogged down with paperwork and lots of places to sign. So there you go. We look forward to another year with everyone. And thanks for watching and have a great afternoon. Everything releases on March 10th. I failed to mention that. Everything releases on March 10th in Bonfire. And is due back on April 7th. So we'll be sending out all the emails with attachments on March 10th, hopefully by noon. And then you can start digging in and downloading those documents. And then, of course, Bonfire closes on April 7th at 3 p.m. And our goal is always to have everything approved and in place so that during the month of May, you have time to get the opening orders from the member districts utilizing your services and ordering your products. All right. Thanks, everyone.